Hey everyone, it's Terry. I'm gonna make some little cutesy frames out of this Dollar Tree Tumbling Tower blocks game, or whatever, Tumbling Tower game. These little blocks are just perfect for your small crafts, and I want to show you just get started here. On these, I'm going to stain them with, you can paint them whatever color you want, whatever color you like, and you can see here I already have some that are stained. Now those aren't painted, they're actually stained. You can still see the wood grain through this. So it's my homemade couple drops of burnt umber and some water, a lot of water really. It's very runny. I don't know if you can see that or not. Very runny. So instead of being like paint after you put water in it, it becomes like a stain. So oh, I always use the cap. If you try to pour it directly in, you're going to get too much. So I don't know any ratios. I put a glob in and then add a cap full of water. Oops, that was way too much. And the weaker, the less color, the lighter color. You don't have to use burnt umber. You can use whatever color you choose. I do water my paints down a lot. When I'm getting ready to paint something, though, if it's something like a background, trying to think of something I made that where my watered down paint was fine. Okay, I have a picture on the wall here that I can show you. That the blue in the background was, I mixed two different colored paints, so I can't even tell you exactly what color it is. I'm on a blue kick for some reason. I love blue. Anyway, this was done with the Cricut. This was my final, what I called practice. Because at this point, if I could weed her out, I can do anything. So, but anyway, so the blues weren't watered down. I mixed the colors. They were thick like they were supposed to be. The black, on the other hand, is a watered down black. So I just took and dry brushed some black on there. So that would be something that you would have to decide. Do you want a thicker paint? Do you have to have more coverage? You know, what exactly you're working for. Just to stain, though, if you want your wood to be a darker color than what it is, you can mix your paint with some water, and it works perfect. Let me line these up. I'm just going to do a bunch of them just to show you, so I'm going to use them. Let's see. I think there's 6 per sign. So there's 6, and then there's 5. I'll pull out a couple more. Oh, I did that to shake it. These caps on these bigger ones are not that great. These small ones, see, it's all over my finger now. These smaller ones, though, seem to not leak in my experience. So wrap it up, shake it. Yeah, the big one leaked on me right away. Yeah, it's leaking. So don't use them, I guess. These I got from the Dollar Tree, and these are good too. They don't leak. They do, however, when you pull the lid off, my watery paint, it gets down in that groove, causes a crust around here, and that sometimes gets in my paint. So that's a thing. So for anybody who watched my sanding video where I talked about my son and his addiction and his ultimate, you know, the ultimate price he paid for it, I apologize for not finishing that. My other son told me, "Mom, I was pretty disappointed because you never finished that." The reason I didn't was because when I turned the camera off and on to do this, you know, so I'm going to turn it off and wait for these to dry, you know, yada yada yada, then my videos get to be too long because of all the talking. So I want to show you how thin this is and then I'm going to turn the camera off and do it again. But it gets to be a pretty long video, and people are not going to sit and watch they don't want to sit and watch an hour long of blubbering. Okay, so what I see here is that my stain is getting really watered down, so I need to put a couple more drops of paint in there. Now, I saw on, what's her name? Holly. Can't remember her channel. But she takes a baby wipe and she puts the stuff on and then wipes it off with the baby wipe. And actually, on second thought, this is just making it a little lighter than what these are. So, if that's the look you're going for, then that's perfect. So I'm going to do 6 of them like this because I know it's going to take 6 to complete one of my frames that I'm going to make. And these things, you can use them as little pictures. You can use them as Christmas tree ornaments. I do have some I made at Christmas time. I'll have to dig those out sometime. I just kind of prop them up so that they can, pretty much dry on all sides. So, but yeah, 6 of them. Then I'll put some more paint in and paint the other ones darker because they'll match the other ones. Be back. Okay, one thing I need to tell you right away. This is going to cover like stain, but it's not sealed, not in any way whatsoever. Since it's watery, it's going to soak into the wood, so it's not bad. But if it's out, in the weather, it's not going to be protected at all. This is just simply an acrylic paint, watered down, to save me some stain money, because stain is very expensive. So after everything I do, I use a clear coat spray. So don't think it's going to be sealed up, because it is not. So what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more, and then I'm going to do a little darker. And yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I got my burnt umber. I'm just going to drop some in. It's already pretty wet, but I'm going to drop some, maybe. Drop some in there. And then a little bit more water. Because I don't want to run out, then have to try to match it again. Right now I'm trying to match the darker ones there. I do want to point out something that I know I do, and I do this weird breathing thing. First of all, I have COPD, so my breathing is heavy or thick, what I call thick. But I also do this thing where I hold my breath, and I'll go really bad, and I apologize if you hear me doing that. I will put I'll put some music in the background when I do this, but you'll still probably be able to hear it somewhat. And I hope you can hear me okay. My camera and microphone are together, and the microphone's just not that great. The video has a little bit of colored. I noticed that you don't see the colors the same as I do, but see, this has words on it. It's not going to cover them, but we can put that on the inside of whatever we do so that it won't be seen. Probably won't be that great on on one of these little pictures, but it will be good on something like, the heck did oh, it's right here. It'll be good on this. It's a candle holder. So I'll show you how to make one of these. It's not hard. You can set any candle you want in there. I've seen it done so many times I couldn't even begin to tell you. Oh, and that holly is from Humble Pie. Hot Humble Pie, I think she's called. Maybe. But anyway, she's awesome. She's one of my favorites, if not the favorite. She's I would look her up if I was, if I was you, because I watch her. I get so inspired. She is so crafty and so smart. I just absolutely adore her and her videos. She's awesome. She has a cowboy hat on, cowgirl hat, excuse me, in the intro for her videos, and it shows her with a craft gun, and she's shooting it, and then she blows it. like to cool it off or however, whatever they're doing when they do that. But it's really cute. But she is awesome. But I've seen her do these before. But I don't know about the candle holders, but I've seen her use these blocks a billion times. Maybe not a billion. Don't sue me. I'm sorry. So alright, I'll come back after I'm done with these. Okay, so I'm all done painting these. This little fan I got for $1 at the Dollar Tree. This is the first time I've ever seen them there. So, I mean, I was like, do I want to buy one, or, you know, waste that whole $1 bill? But you know, when you're a crafter, that dollar bill becomes a major deal. So I can either buy that, or I could buy another pack of Tumbling Tower blocks. Sometimes it's a real teaser. What am I going to buy? What am I going to buy? Okay, I'm going to show you what I made with these. Okay, these have not been sealed yet. This one needs, I forgot, I tore the wood off of that. Anyway, it can be a Christmas tree ornament, or you can just hang it. I did the popsicle sticks like wood slats there. I'm not a fan of that because of this. You know, it doesn't look great in the back, but I mean, if you're hanging it up, nobody's going to see it. So I am planning on setting up at Paw Paw Flea Market this year. Here's this one. If you can read that or not. And I got the little beads up in the hanger. I didn't, this one I thought through. I mean, you can hang it up right between those beads. But the next one, I didn't think it through very well. And I'm not taking it off to fix it, but anyway, I put 5 beads, so when you hang it up, which way do you put that middle bead? Yeah, I didn't think about it very much. So anyway, this is a really cute saying, and I thought it would look really cute on here. I had a friend who gave me a bunch of Stampin' Up stampers, and a bag had a bunch of stickers in it. So, I mean, there's a lot of stickers. I have a lot of them, and I thought, you know what, what better way to use them than to make these little things. So I do have one frame, and this is what I made back when my room was upstairs. I don't know how sturdy it is. If I used wood glue, see, this right here is already coming apart, so I think I can probably trust it. Just not sure, you know, what I used to do it, but there's several different things, several different ways you can do these. What I found out when I made a bunch of, oh, not this, look, this is a card I got from my friend in Colorado. Isn't that beautiful? And it come right on, I believe it was Rodney's birthday, or it was Mother's, no, it wasn't Mother's Day, it was either Rodney's birthday or his death day. I'm not sure. So anyways, you get these in the mail, right? They're really thick, they're like cardstock. So I take them and I use them as the backs, you know. Then once you get your size cut out, because it's thick, it's going to hold a little bit better. But once you get it, you want it to be a little bit smaller than the back. So have it up a little bit on the sides. I've been into the X-Acto knife more, I had to cut there, more than the scissors. The scissors are getting on my nerves, like the last nerve. I keep taking pieces of wood off. So this wood must be really, really soft, because oh yeah, I'm doing it on this one too. Because yeah, that's ridiculous. I shouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, my X-Acto knife needs a new blade. I have them. I just don't know where. I'm just getting in one of those lazy spells where I'm just too lazy to look for it. But anyways, this is pretty boring stuff. But, I mean, to be doing on the camera, but if you don't know, you don't know. So I didn't know. I just thought, you know, what can I use? What can I use to go on the back of these, you know, instead of wood? Because buying wood, buying wood is expensive, but if you do buy wood, how are you going to cut it? So I do have the saws now, but they're not hooked up. One's laying out there in the hallway and the other one's back behind me. I also have a rotary, what do you call it? Circular saw. This is a different color than this. I think this is chocolate brown, which would be here, but I did this a long time ago. Well, that says nutmeg brown, but I'm just not sure, so I'll have to try to match it up later. The other one I can use the stain on. But anyway, so once you get that, you know, there, we got it. Now we want to cover that up. So I got some of, yeah, I can barely get through here now. Some of this paper I found at the Dollar Tree on 2 separate occasions. One was really full, and then the next bag was not very full. So I picked these up at the Dollar Tree, and what you want to do is, you know, pick a backing, whatever color you want. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with mine, so what I do is I pull a few of them out. You know, there's a pretty blue. Obviously these aren't big enough, are they? Yes, they are. So there's purple and green. So, and your paper, you know, different. You have different. This is really thin. This is thicker. These are thicker ones. There's a piece with sparkle or glitter in there, so that means everything's going to have some glitter. It's just the way it is. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot of different colors in here. As long as it covers your hole. I didn't say anything. Oh, this is really good. This is like cardstock. And I love that color. Oh my goodness, I love that. I'm like, that's what I'm going to use. So a lot of times I just get a bunch of them out and just set them so they're handy instead of going back there and grabbing that. Yeah, this one I got the haul. There's a bunch in here. And it's all different types. So I have the Cricut over there just waiting for these textures. I love the textured paper. I really do. Alright, so I'm going to put this on there. You don't need to see me do that. Use a glue stick. Where's my... Okay. So I normally don't use Elmer's. Just to let you know, I buy generic. But this was on sale. Like this humongous package at a pharmacy. They had their glue and their regular glue, school glue. Okay, so anyways, if you're going to put this on, you got to get the edges really well. Then it goes on the paper underneath. And then when you lay your thing back down, you're getting that glue all over it. I mean, it's obvious that it's going to happen, but you don't realize until you do it. But I had this really pretty paper the last time, and I flipped it right over and got the glue all over it. All the stuff you see on my paper right here has already been dried. I take them off, I let them dry, put them back on later. Okay. So anyway, before I even cut or anything, I go ahead and put these cardstock or whatever on them, and then I'll cut around it if I need to. This one I might not even need to, unless it's sticking out way past the bottom. So anyway, yeah, I'll probably have to trim that just a little. I went ahead and painted this. Oops, I missed the side. Huh. Me? Make mistakes? Whatever. Anyway. Alright, so anyway, this has to dry. And I'm going to go ahead and touch this up. And I'll be back. I haven't even figured out what we're doing yet, but I'll be back. So my back is just killing me. I made a kind of an emergency appointment for tomorrow. So on Monday I get a procedure on my knees where they're going to, just like they were going to do surgery, they're going to block. They're going to put nerve blocks in the 3 nerves. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. It needs trimmed down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and cut it instead of cutting through my wood like I did with my X-Acto knife. Me bragging about how I love to use the X-Acto knife, and then I do that. But anyways, they're going to go in and they're going to block those 3 nerves. So while they're numb, which is going to last days, I guess. I'm under that impression anyways. I'm going to report how things are. Like, What does it feel like going up the steps? You know, could I do it easier? You know, yada yada yada. So I'll be reporting that on, you know, did it take my pain at all, or how much of a percentage. So if it does well enough, then it's a little bit less here. Less is more, because when we're done with this, I want to be able to put a piece of twine all the way around. So right now the sides I think are decent, except for my very crooked cut. The sides I think are fine. It would be the bottom to the top, or a little bit, like right. Gosh, my back hurts so bad. It's so hard for me to do this. That's another reason I didn't finish that planter box or whatever it is. Anyway, except for the crookedness, we're good. But yeah, so anyways, I'll do that report, and then if everything is good, if it turns out well, then they'll do the surgery, and he's going to permanently block the knees. And I'm like, yeehaw, please work. Because these knees are just doing me in right now. I feel so old. And I'm 55, in case somebody watches this other than my family. Yeah, I'm 55. I'm not that old. Gosh, when I was in my 20s, if you would have said you were 55, I would have been like, oh my God, have you ordered your casket yet? But you don't feel that way when you get older, obviously. Still a little crooked. I don't have to be straight. It's just that the part that's poofing out is going to keep my twine from being able to lay down. So we use the twine to hang it with. I've been using a couple beads here and there, but okay. So then you decide which side is your best side, right? It doesn't, to me. I mean, this has bigger gaps. That's not a deal breaker though. That's called character. So anyway, so I'm going to choose this side to be up, be the front side. So then what we do, oh, because I haven't done these in front of the camera. You use hot glue, and it sets up right away. You know, you don't have to hold on to it or anything. But it'll break off. Like, you'll put pressure on it, you'll just be picking it up. It'll just snap off, especially when the wood is painted. Now, I didn't paint this wood. This wood came out of the package brown. They had some were brown and some were natural. I have no idea why. There's even a different colored one, I think, now. But anyway, if you use just hot glue, it's not going to last. So if you want to sell them or something like that, you have to use wood glue. This right here is my favorite ever. The problem with this one is it comes out runny. I have a hard time controlling how much it comes out. Then it sticks to the paper. So I try, while it's still a little wet, I try to move it and it busts apart. But it does dry really fast, regardless of what I just said. It does dry really fast. But I don't want you to see too much because it's such a mess in here. I can't do anything. I can't bend over. I gotta get my back fixed. But anyways, I made an emergency appointment for tomorrow. Okay, so this is good. I use tacky glue, which I just took upstairs. I got one down here though. Hang on. Okay, so I have 4 bottles of Eileen's tacky glue, and when I go the next time, I'll grab another. This is my favorite glue here. So I'm just gonna go. Okay, so in my experience, if you put your cold glue down, whether it be E6000 or Gorilla Glue or whatever, when you put your cold glue down and then you try to use hot glue on top, it seems to me like my hot glue dries up and it doesn't adhere. At least that's what I have found. I've had a heck of a time with it. I see other people using hot glue and tacky glue, and I'm just like, or any wet glue, and I'm just like, how the heck do you do that? So I don't do that together. So I know that I have some spots up here in my corners. So, and this is just for the quickness, just to get it to set up and hold on to your piece, so your piece don't fall off while your tacky glue is is drying. But anyways, obviously if I have 4 of those tacky glues, there's something good about them. Anyways, hold your fingers where your hot glue was. Make sure it, you know, sets up. But yeah, every time I have the cold, along with the tacky glue, I always end up with my hot glue not working. Okay, so we can see some glue up in there, and Eileen's tacky glue, oh Eileen, you know, it's supposed to be clear when it dries, and I'm sure it is. I don't recall ever seeing it. But I don't like to leave it to chance. I mean, if it says dry clear, but I still don't want you to see. Even my hot glue is clear, but I don't want to see it, you know. So alright, so we got that. It's set in place. Now this, you could cover it up with another piece of paper. You can paint it. You can do whatever you want with it. I will probably paint it, but at another time. I just don't feel like, I don't want to waste my good paper either. So, you know, it's nice if you could use scraps, but obviously that's not big enough. I might just put another piece of paper over it, even if it's poster board, just plain white poster board, which is actually a really good idea. Alright, I'll be back. So fortunately, Dollar Tree has this smaller poster board. I think you get 4 of them in there. Yeah, 11 by 14 inch, and this is so much easier than carrying that great big board out. So, you know. Anyway, no more X-Acto knife. It's kind of funny, but I thought I was doing it the easy way. And it turns out more work, right? Is that how that works out? Trial and error, live and learn. Easiest way to do something is the hard way. Easiest way to do something is the hard way, because then you learn it. Some guy used to say that I worked with, he was actually the owner. Easiest way to learn something is the hard way. It's a learning curve. He would just say that over and over. Anyway, one time I messed up all these. I was on the big cutter, big paper cutter, and you know, those great big massive ones, because we ran die cutting machines, so we had these vinyl for oops, how about not that side, for yeah, it's too big, bicycles. You know how like on the handlebars they'll have, you don't have to worry too much, don't go cutting an inch off of it or anything, but we knew we were too big. So this is just perfect, but first we want to put our twine on, and since the glue gun is hot, we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So anyway, the padding up by the handlebars, the padding there, you got the padding there, and then you got the padding by the seat where the bar is, in case you hit your you-know-what-see there. So we made those. We made the wrap-ons. What am I looking for here? Sorry, I'm trying to talk and pay attention to that, plus my phone's sitting right there giving me a hard time too. Anyway, just run a little bit of hot glue all the way down the side. But anyways, we had a limited number that had been printed, because the printers, whoever they may be, had messed that up. So we only had so many, and I had just started that job, and I cut the wrong way. I didn't get on the right side. Everything had a mark, and the mark would only match up on the right, what they called the right side. So the right side could be any side. It could be the left side, the bottom side, the top. But they called it the right side because it had those marks that would line up, so that when you cut it, everything would be cut uniform. In the same place every time. So I was there by myself. I had to stay late because these were so hot. I was there by myself to get these cut. And for some reason, I don't have a clue why. I had never done that before. I cut them on the wrong on the left side, which was literally the wrong side. So it was literally the left side. But he said, that's a learning curve. And I said, seriously, you know, we don't have enough of these now to do the order. He just said, he says, what can we do? He said, you learned something today, and unfortunately, it was during a bad time. And he just walked away. And I was like, damn, dude. I had no idea, you know, how nice this guy was before that. But yeah, I mean, he never yelled at me about it. I think shortly after that I'd gotten a better job and ended up quitting. But yeah, what an awesome person to say, well, you learned something, didn't you? You know, and then just walk away. It was incredible. I just couldn't believe it. So my back is just killing me. I gotta get out of here. So after, you know, getting this room all redone and so forth, you know, my knees are not good. So I have to scoot down here. Like, scoot, as in my butt. And I don't know if that's what's causing more back issues right now. Because, I mean, seriously, my back is terrible. It's been terrible for many years. But, you know, I had my first surgery at the end of 2011. So, and I always remember my surgery year. I don't remember hardly any of the other ones. But I always remember that one because it was the worst year of my life. My son, Rodney, had passed away. Terrible, horrific car accident. So I'll always remember that year as being my worst year. And then, you know, the back surgery, I'm going to tell you. From what it felt like before, afterwards I thought, oh my God, they didn't tell me this was going to hurt forever like this after you get that metal put in your back. But, and I was misled by a nurse practitioner that I had seen. True story. She was a rollerblader. She was a roller derby girl. I said rollerblade. Roller derby girl. But anyway, she told me, she said, of course your back hurts. You had a fusion. And I was like, so, you know, what are you saying? This was about a year and a half later. And she says, it's always going to hurt. She said, you got metal put in there. It's always going to hurt you. And up until last year, no, 2019, finally my back stopped hurting. Like, it hurt in a different way. So, like, my fusion is at the L5S1, which is, you know, your very bottom down there at your sacroiliac joint. But finally got to where that wasn't bothering me anymore. Now it's the whole back except for that. But, so it took about a year and a half after the surgery. So, okay, so we got this done. Now, we want to put our back on. Funny thing with my phone, it's hooked up through my computer, and it rings down here, but I don't have any way to answer it. So my phone, I accidentally left my phone upstairs. I didn't know who it was anyway, because if it's important, they'll leave me a voicemail. So when we put this on, we want to make sure it does not show in the front. So, you know, if you trim, whatever you got to do, we do not want to see any of this on the front side. So this one is just where it needs to be. You can go, you know, further if you want. I'm going to run a bead of glue, not a bead, it's a line of glue all the way around the outside here. I don't want it to come apart, and then I'll just put a little bit in here and there and everywhere. And then just make sure you get it where you need it to be before you secure it. We just don't want to see it at all. It's still hot, even when it's even when it's on there. Alright, so anyways, I think this is super cute. I mean, I noticed on here that my red is not as vibrant as I'm seeing it, because this is really beautiful red. I did an American flag, which, let me show you my flag. I did some of it, I started to do it on video, and I'm not sure if I finished it up or not. But this is my flag, and those red stripes look orange. They are not orange. They are, it's the name of it is Flag Red, was the paint I used. So, it is a lot better looking in person. But I do think I did make a video on that. It's the editing, then I get to come down here and just sit down and do it, and I just seem to have not done it lately. So I'm just going to pick out one of these stickers. Only certain ones will fit. So this one. Come near to God and he will come near to you, which is James 9:8. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. I don't want to go with these because they got the... I mean, I don't have to use the red hearts on it, but I'd kind of like to keep the stuff. No eye has seen, nor has heard, and no mind has imagined what God has prepared for those who love him. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. So I think that's the one I'm going to use. I think that's cute. Okay, so, and remember these, anything that you make here, even if you're not going to take it outside, you still need to seal it. And just try to get it even. It's really hard to get it even when you can't really see because your big ass hands are in the way. Big ass man hands. I've had to deal with that my whole life. I hate it. My fingernails spread out like that, not like a girl. How dare me, a bitch about the way I'm made, right? Alright, anyway, just kidding, guys. I've gotten over that years ago. I'm going to take a little dove here. If I can get him off. Yeah, so basically we're done. The hardest part being putting the wood together. And I'll show you that later on. Okay, so I'll put the dove up here in the sky. And what I'm going to do to this is I'm going to Mod Podge it. There's more little doves. A little silver dove. I put that wording is silver in that one. And I do have these little things, but they're red. Too bad they're not pink. Like the backside they look pink, but yeah, I'm not seeing anything there. So yeah, I thought I had another sheet, but I don't. I do not. I do somewhere. I just don't know where. Alright, so this is what we have. I don't know if you can read it or not. See it or not. But I think it's cute. So we're going to take and we're going to put a handle on it. I thought I might do a bow here. Let's see here. What we got here. So to keep my twine, I used this messed up. I put it down inside of this mason jar. And then my tacky glue just sits in there too. That way my tacky glue is always ready to go and my twine's not rolling all over the dang table. So, maybe a bow. I gotta go find out what's going on here. Okay, I don't know who this person was that she had to call me 2 times in a row to make me think there's something wrong. Hi, Leo. My husband's a driver and my son is a driver. Hi, Leo. Say hi, everybody. He's a big boy, but he is so sweet. Maybe not to a stranger, though. But, anyway, it was a wrong number. So I went all the way up there for nothing. Okay, so I keep forgetting what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a bow. A simple bow. And see if maybe it'll look good if I put some beads on it or something. Let me cut her down. I'll leave, yeah, try to make them even, I guess. Anyway, the last one I did, well, we have to put a hanger on the back, so you know, I did the ones with the beads on the string. I was thinking maybe a bead would look good on the bottom of these. I'll be back. Okay, see, my video is already 40 minutes long, so that's why I never finished that other thing, because it was just taking so long when you talk. So alright, I painted some beads red the other day, yesterday, which I say the other day, it really was the other day. So I have some pink ones in here that I don't care much for the pink, but I do like the reds. So what I did, it dawned on me I should be doing it on camera just in case you don't know. I took a piece of tape, piece of scotch tape, and I wrapped it around the bottom of the twine, because if you try to push this through the bead, it's going to get stuck and it's going to tear your twine apart. So anyway, I'm going to put one on. My back is just killing me. This is just incredible how bad the pain is right now. I don't want to give up. You know, I just don't want to give up yet. So I didn't put one on this side. Yeah, I just don't, if I have to live this life, I don't want to live it in a wheelchair, or, you know, sitting in a chair all day long. I want to, this is really close. I mean, I'm already not working. I already can't do a lot of things that I could do before. I'm worried about vacations now, not being able to go on vacation with my honey. You know, life's not fun without vacation. Oops, I need one more tiny one. I don't have one, so guess what? You're going bye-bye. So, I'll stick this. This one's still kind of pink. I painted the pink ones red. Stick a couple on here. I need to dig out the rest of my stuff, because I have some plain, natural wood colored ones. I just don't know where. So, anyway, hopefully these are all the same size. Yeah, they are. I'm leaning on the table, but God darn, it hurts. If I go upstairs and I sit down and I lean, you know, I always put an ice pack on my back, and then I have a big pillow I put behind me. And then, so that'll go up here like this. And, you know, these will be dangling down. I think that would be alright. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know if I can get the tape off. So let me, I unplugged my heat gun when I ran upstairs, so I gotta get in the habit of doing that. I did some really bad days where I actually left it on, you know, obviously accidentally, but it doesn't matter, you burn your house down if it was an accident or not. Still burnt down. Alright, so I'm going to take a bead of hot glue, stick it on there. Alright, so I will take and put some glue right here. I think I'm going to have to cut that off. I could probably get it, but is it going to be really worth my time? I don't think so. If it looks stupid, then I'll fix it. Alright. So now we take a bead of glue and we put it there. See, I put that, anyway, just kind of wiggle it around. Remember, it's hot. So, it's hot. Trust me. I actually could, instead of doing that, I could, put glue right at the end of this and then push the bead onto it. That was a lot. I did not mean for that much to come out. Alright, here we go. Ooh, yep, it's hot. I pulled it off. Anyway, let it dry. And see how bad it is. You can always trim that off. Oops, I pulled the whole thing off. It's because I'm scared of it. Once I put the glue bead on it. Just put a bead on it. But anyways, I put the paper towel down there for I'm gonna glue these together. Alright, let it dry. We'll see what happens. Obviously I don't want them to fall off. I don't want them to, you know, a year from now, I don't want them to fall off. Put another little bead. And this side I keep getting too much. So put another little bead. Right there. And then just let it dry. Like I've not been doing, I keep touching it. See the strings there. That's how we get rid of the extra. Alright, so once the glue is dried, you can kind of twist it around a bit. I don't know how you can see it, that's all I can think about. Alright, move your beads down to the end. Alright, I got it. Eileen, bring your tacky glue. Oh, one of my dogs has an upset stomach. I can hear it from clear over here. Alright, so I put some tacky glue on there. I'll twist it around a minute. Maybe. There we go. Twist it around in there. And then leave it to dry. That's the hardest part for me. Is leaving it to dry. Alright, Eileen's tacky glue. Get on there. Bring it down. Do the twisty. Like that. And just let it dry. Okay, so carefully pull it down. And then don't let your glue get on that. Yep. I think that'll be fine. I'm just gonna let it sit here. One thing that you want to do is Mod Podge. I get this from the Dollar Tree. Yeah, that's what this is. I use these little containers for everything. It's easier for me than trying to squirt something out onto something because I don't know, you know, how much I'm supposed to get. Damn, my back hurts. Oh my goodness. It's excruciating. She told me the last time I was there that I could take them every now and then when it's so bad. I got some hot glue in there, it looks like. Stringing along. I don't know if we're going to do that. Anywho, just push the stuff down, whatever you see. Anyways, Mod Podge is a good sealer. And it does dry clear. It's the ones that you already seen were Mod Podged already. I don't like to leave streaks. I don't care if it dries clear or not. I don't want any streaks on my... There's another piece of glue. It has to be coming from... yeah, I did hot glue that, didn't I? Alright, so let's see if I can get it out. I don't know. You can't keep messing with paper though, because all of a sudden it's going to tear. It's going to come up on you. So get it on there. Quit messing with it. Unlike me. Get it on there and just stop. Like that. Alright. You can paint the whole thing with Mod Podge if you'd like. I don't do that. I like the spray. I mean, but this is only $1 versus a can of spray, which used to be $3. Used to be $2 something. But I noticed that there now 4, or are they 5 something or 4 something? So they're almost $6 to do that. Alright, so we got that. Now we need our hanging, and I put a little dab up there on the top here. So just put that down in there along the edge and push it down on the top. Then I like to pull out the excess glue there so you don't see it. But I do that because it hangs better with that little thing over the edge. Now, I didn't see that on any videos. It's just what I think. What I think I know. Because when I hang them up by their strings, they're when I hang them up by their strings, they're wobbly. Oops, I went the wrong way with that. Up and then down on top a little, just like before. And dudes, my dogs are driving me bananas, man. They're so spoiled. They think they have to go out every freaking hour. Look, I don't even go that much, man. And I have IBS. Stuck my fingers right in my pod. Anyway, I didn't get this taken care of because that's how I roll. Nice and sloppy. They don't call me the uncoordinated crafter for nothing. Anyway, this is what we got. Then we'll put this on and look. I think this will be fine. Put this right up in the corner. What do you think of that? Please let me know. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. Please let me know. I'm going to go ahead and stick it on there, whether it's good or not. Just going to go ahead and put that on. Then, you know, you fix it, because once you put it on there, you can't do anything with it. Make sure it's straight. So you put that on, and you're going to put another little dot right here to keep the knot from coming out. That'll secure that. I never leave big globs because it shines and you can see it. So this is our final reveals, they call it in the crafting world. This is what I ended up with. I get rid of these strings here. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, looks pretty decent. Oop. Trying to get me. Trying to get me. Alright, so that looks pretty good, I think. I mean, I really think. So I got these 6 here. They're going to go... I do not use hot glue. I'm going to go ahead and turn my hot glue off so I don't forget. And I got to go back up. Keep tripping over my garbage can. Oh, Ruby, thanks for knocking that over. That dog, I swear she does stuff on purpose. She sabotages me. She'll just walk up to something, she'll just knock it on the floor. I'm like, really, dog? Alright, so anyway, I just use this. If you're in a hurry, then I put this on the top and I put a dab of hot glue on the bottom. But I found I do not like the hot glue, and this doesn't take forever. The biggest complaint about this is that it runs. Like, it's so liquidy that it runs. So I sometimes have a hard time getting them put together without that all being at the bottom. And I worry about how much glue is left on top, because I know that I've had it before where it's dried yellow. So I don't want yellow. Alright, just make sure you're squared up on your corner. And it's already stuck to the paper towel, but that's alright. No, it's not alright. Just move it around as gently as you can. But I guarantee once you get all 6 of them on here. This, a lot of people say don't use wood glue if you've got paint. Oops, where am I going? If you have paint on your, whatever you're using. But this works really well for this, as it did for the last one I just did. I mean, that one, see, these come apart as you go. So you'll end up probably reapplying some glue to it at the very end. I mess with it. I'll say don't mess with it until the end, but I sit and mess with it. I'm just one of those people who don't listen to my own advice. So this is hard. Get your glue on here, it automatically starts to run. Just like instantly running. You don't have any chance to do anything. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, it's already running. I have a conundrum here. Do I put more on there or not? Alright, so of how much do I use? How much do I really use? But this is a decoration, so it's not like it's going to be out swinging in the breeze or anything. I wouldn't think. I mean, I guess you could put it outside. So like I said, then after it comes apart and I can't see the glue, I feel like I have to put more glue on it. So, alright, very gently try to hook this back together. So one side's looking pretty darn good here. Squeeze, push them down so they're fairly even. And another thing I never talked about, I did this finish. You can do this afterwards. You can distress these and make them look old. But I do that with everything. So I'm kind of like, nah, not this time. Alright, push them together really well. Then push these together really well. And then these are pretty well already. And then push it slightly. See, my finger stuck to the paper. That's why that did that. Leo, go lay down. You are not going anywhere. Go on. Yeah, he just sits there and stares at you until you do what he wants. Guess what? I'm going upstairs and I'm going to sit down in my chair and he can just go fly a kite. He can. Alright, push. Make sure they're flat. If you want, put something on front. My COPD is really bad. I can hear myself. I can hear my lungs screaming in pain. What are you doing? Quit smoking, you dumbass. Alright. Alright, so there we go. You've seen the rest of the process. That was the only thing I didn't do. I really hope you liked this video. I really do. It's almost an hour long. So since I talked through the whole thing, I'm probably just going to let it go that way. I might speed it up. I'm not sure. But thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button.